welcome to Frankston Oval for the Reserves Grand Final between Frankston YCW and Red Hill. First thing, I begin today by acknowledging the traditional custodians on the land on which we meet today, the Bunurong people of the Kulin Nation. And I pay my respects to their elders past and present. And I extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here today. We ask that all patrons please stand if you are able and join with the players and officials and umpires for the Australian National Anthem to be sung today by Craig Sayer.
Hello and welcome to Skybus Stadium for the Division 1 Reserves Grand Final between the Frankston YSW Stonecats and Red Hill Football Netball Club. Joining me is Dylan and Daz. We had a cracker in the under-19s and hopefully we get the same in the reserves today.
Yeah, absolute cracker it was in the 19s, AJ, but YCW will be coming into this game firmly as the favourites in the second semi-final between these two teams. YCW got the job done by 55 points with Shem Barry and Matty Jackson, both kicking for Red Hill. Then went to the preliminary final and defeated Mount Eliza by 20 points. Mount Eliza on the day had more scoring shots but kicked 2 goals 13. If you can believe that from Mount Eliza. So bad kicking's bad footy, and that's why they're not here today. But YCW will be pretty confident. The clean sweep correctly predicted by our man AJ, not on the cards, but they'll be wanting to get a cup into the dressing room, starting, of course, in the reserves. And Dylan's here. G'day, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, boys. Happy to join you. Should be a great game, but not as intense as the under-19s. A 2-point game. How did Mount Eliza hold on?
It's a miraculous defensive effort. It looks like the weather's getting a little bit worse as the day goes on, so looking forward to seeing who that benefits. The better team on the inside of the contest, you'd feel, are going to get the job done. But we know AJ's riding high. He's 1 for 1 in the tips so far, so he's predicted YCW for this game, and I tend to agree with him. But as we know in grand finals, as we know in that last quarter, anything can happen, AJ. So looking forward to hopefully a contest that lives up to the start of the morning.
Yeah, hopefully, mate. We'll soon find out in a couple of hours, won't we? But I think, backing up that the Stonecats will be far too strong in this. Caleb Douglas in the ruck for YCW.
I think Michael Chaplin is the man to watch, boys, for YCW.
Chappie, he's been a good servant to the Stonecats. So we're not too far away from a start here in the reserves grand final. Ball held aloft. Rucks are going to do battle for the first time. Ball comes to ground. Mazaruk. They're just trying to go as far quickly as they can. Hayden gets a quick kick going forward for Red Hill. They're going to go inside forward 50 for the first time, Red Hill, this afternoon. Free kick going the way of the Stonecats, though, against Red Hill.
Yeah, you know you're in strife when as soon as you commit the act, you put both hands in the air in what players assume is a mark of innocence, but is in fact a mark of guilt.
Absolutely. Hayden drops the mark on the wing. Butters up. Ongarello's in there for the Stonecats. Quick kick going forward by Mazaruk for the Stonecats. Although Red Hill are going to be able to retreat. And they went wide through the agency of Aidan Phillips, finding Hayden. Hayden goes with a long kick just inside forward 50. Pack forms. Handball out by Mazaruk. He's had a good start to the game. So the rain certainly playing an effect early with the ground conditions. So the umpire's going to circle and call for it.
Just comparing the conditions, especially the wind, looks lesser in this game so far. A couple of Red Hills kicks not holding up in the wind as much.
Ball thrown up, comes out to the wing, and Red Hill venture forward. Probably not as far as they would have liked to. Out of bounds the ball goes. 60 out from their goal. Courtesy of the Darcy McDonald hooked kick from the wing. We'll have another throw in right in front of the big light tower here at Skybus Stadium. Ball in dispute. Flicks out the back. YCW can't quite gather control. So he continues to skip away, and we'll have another tackle and another ball up. Bit of a stalemate early on. 2 minutes into the opening quarter of the Reserves Grand Final for the MPNFL Division 1. And a big bump laid by Thomas Baker. Ball aloft, falls to ground, still there to be won. All tied up again. And another whistle.
I think goals are going to be an absolute premium in these conditions, so whichever team can lock the ball inside their forward 50 and create chances are going to get the job done, but it's all between the arcs at the moment.
Meyer involved for YCW, but coming at it with pace is Sanders, and you can hear the crowd scream ball to no avail.
Still good crowd numbers for some miserable conditions, boys. The grandstand on the far side of the ground looking packed at the moment.
Absolutely, as YCW extract the ball from the contest. Ball goes wide. We're going to get a throw in front of the Brian Mace grandstand here at Skybus Stadium. Looking for Christian Ongarello to have a big game for the Stone Cats. Hayden's already got plenty of it for Red Hill. This ball comes to the front of the contest. Tackle applied on Powell.
First bit of territory here for the Stone Cats. Red Hill are getting one back, but more for the quick kick out of the clearance rather than a direct ball inside 50.
So Shembarry went up looking to go inside forward 50. Clearing kick for Red Hill. McDonald, he goes by hand. Long high kick. It's going to hold up in the wind. Although they go inside forward 50.
Oh, they're out.
The Stone Cats player just run under it. Red Hill has the first shot on goal, but they miss.
Oh, Jason Dunstall's not here to see the old dribble kick there. Could have probably had a little bit more space, maybe one or two more steps to put the drop punt through. So nervy shot at goal there, and the Stone Cats probably get away with one. Goals against the wind, as we saw, AJ, a premium.
Absolutely. Ball brought back in. Long to the grandstand side here. Ball goes out and we'll get a throw in.
Out in the full, I think.
Okay. So the players, I don't think the players really knew other than Hayden.
Good game awareness.
Red Hill from the wing. Signals to just bang it as long as he can forward. He tries one on the man on the mark. Just good success, and then heads inside 50. Big rise from the side for the Stone Cats. Falls back down to ground level. Numbers continue to multiply around the footy. We'll have another ball up.
Pretty brave when you're kicking against the wind to try to sell some candy, but he did it beautifully. And right now against the wind, they're winning the territory battle, Red Hill. Really good start.
They're in the ruck again. Still wrestling over it. Caught in the tackle, Jack Mazarek. Another ball up.
We're only a few minutes into this game. I reckon Red Hill have already made 3 interchanges.
They have. Coming on for the first time today, Andrew Mock, as we have another ball up. And Daz's rule probably should be coming into fruition soon.
Yeah, not sure it holds up that well in grand finals. The umpires do like to put the whistles away and let the players play. Although, Daz is a genius. Thank you very much.
So Red Hill will have a free kick about 40 metres out from goal. It'll be a slight angle. Torin Powell, the man to take the kick. What are we thinking, Daz?
Yeah, I'm thinking if you're the Stone Cats, instead of setting up on the goal line, you need to be setting up top of the square because balls fall short.
So he strikes it with the left, and you could see the goal umpire shift, and he's missed. So it's 2 points to Red Hill. YCW yet to score 6 minutes in to this opening quarter. And from full back, they'll vent it out to the wing. They all swarm, even numbers. Big rise from Red Hill out the back, and now a whistle called from the umpire in the forward 50, and it'll be Red Hills at the wing again.
I think he might have gotten that higher courtesy of a push.
Assessing what's ahead and then delivering into the 50, but standing tall for YCW, Luke Black.
They got to change an angle, come wide. They've gone down the line all 3 times. They've exited Red Hills forward 50. This is better, although
Black took the mark, kicked with risk out to the opposite side wing, the broadcast side, trying to raise the arms in the pack for YCW. Jack Matthews, who's kicked 13 goals in 18 games this season, but couldn't, and we'll have another ball up. So generous with the no prior opportunity calls today, you expect. Making their way through traffic, Caleb Douglas stripped of it. Red Hill can take advantage, but on the pounce, Brock Cliff, and through the middle, YCW stream. Butland gets them forward for the first time in a couple of minutes. Good body use from Chaplin, and now he'll have to run onto it. He's the man to watch today. He gathers it under his control. Hand passes backwards, and a contest will follow. Ball is locked away for the moment. Out the back hatch and out of bounds on the 50 for YCW, and a boundary throw-in coming up.
first forward foray for YCW. It would probably sting Red Hill if they gave one away here. They've been a little bit inefficient going forward, but they've dominated territory early.
Ball's thrown back in. Rucks through battle. Comes to ground. Plenty of players around this contest. Players peeling for a free kick. None
Don't
coming.
tell me. Don't tell me. Not a stoppage, surely.
Of course. Wouldn't read about it. Erdley with the hit out. Player there for Red Hill taking the mark is Noah Turner. He goes back out the far side. They're going to go with a long high one down the line, looking for McDonald. He can't take the mark. Ball comes to ground. Trickles out and we'll get a throw in. They've been playing nearly 8.5 minutes in the first quarter. Red Hill 2 behinds. YCW yet to score.
It's not often that you haven't got a goal on the board yet. The coaching staff would be pretty ecstatic about the start, but that's where Red Hill would be sitting right now.
Absolutely, early in the ruck. Going up against Douglas. Quick kick going forward, looking for Greenwood. He couldn't take the mark. Walton.
Well played.
A very good goal sneak.
Oh, he did the right thing.
But he was being done holding the footy.
The composure was good. He just took a little too long. Brilliant defence.
So Fuller has it now for Red Hill. He goes in looking for Marquezani. We couldn't find him, but Marquezani goes with a fresh area, but he butters up once again. Goes over the top. Erdley has it now. Goes to a dangerous position up forward.
Great kick to advantage.
Uses his hands a little bit there, but he's going to be paid the mark. For Red Hill is the player whose 36 is not on our list, boys, but we'll find that one out.
One of the long sleeve
crew, yep.
Yeah, so AJ, are we hoping this goes through?
Absolutely. And he pushes it.
Well, that's not what the long sleeve crew are looking for.
Certainly are not. So Butland's going to do the kick-in duties for YCW. He goes by hand, though.
Not often you see handballs.
They come down the line looking for Hodson. Comes over the back. Quick kick by Hayden going forward. YCW go by hand. And then Ongarello just throws it on his left boot. Bateman over the top.
4-on-1, bit silly that.
They go through Wagner to YCW looking for Chaplin. He couldn't take the mark. That was a pretty easy exit from their defensive 50 through McDonald. They've gone further afield finding Sanders. He goes in. There's other players all out here for Red Hill, but Mock doesn't take the mark. Ball's on the ground. The YCW players have done really well to lock that in there. Andrew Mock needed to take that mark and just go back and steady.
Yeah, they've gotten away with a few. YCW, Red Hill could probably have had at least 2 on the board. Should have been shooting for 1 there, so grand finals. Pressure does a lot of things to a lot of players, but they'll be feeling like they should be a lot further in front.
And the rain now starting to drizzle down Only exacerbating conditions here at Skybus Stadium. Seem to be a little rattled at the moment, YCW. 18-0 in the regular season. Tap down, deep in Red Hills forward line. Won't be any more. Kick out in the full. And on Garello to bring it back in.
Probably won't be handballing it in like the last kick in. Great kick.
He steers one into the main part of defence for ICW. Now out to the wing, a dropped mark by Meyer, and then he was just ragdolled to ground, and Red Hill will pounce on the counter attack into their 50 now. They all crash. It falls down. Taking it away is Buckley. Has a colleague nearby. He somehow squirted the hand pass out to him, and then from there it all started to just unwind, and YCW can get control of the footy at half forward, and now a trickling ball out to the wing and out of bounds.
Just going forward there for Red Hill, if you've got an out number in your forward 50, you only need a one-on-one contest. You're not going to get a lot of contested marks in these conditions. So, yeah, one up, one-on-one, have three on the ground, and you're going to create a score. So they're doing everything right, bar the last bit at the moment, Red Hill.
Eardley versus Douglas in the ruck. Both fell to ground with the footy. So another ball up to Fuller. Still three behinds, and YCW yet to score, yet to really have an impact inside their 50. 12 and a half minutes into this opening quarter. And what do you know, another ball up just forward of the wing for Red Hill.
So they still haven't scored in a first quarter in either game, YCW.
But now's their chance, hooking one forward. A one-on-one front position with Red Hill, running back into the 50 and out of bounds. This time right on the paint, and YCW now will have a chance. Still the deepest forward, Michael Chaplin, who's being defended by 54, who we also don't have on record at the moment. High, shallow throw in, and down to ground level. Red Hill trying to lick it up by hand, but they can't, and as a result, YCW withstand a couple, sending it into their 50. It's worn well by Red Hill, and they flush it out of defence, out to the wing. Equal numbers entering the contest, but they went for player and not for ball. Socket off the ground by Marchesani. And the umpire will say the boundary throw in, about 40 out from Red Hill's goal.
So if it's deliberate coming out of your defensive 50, where you don't want the ball to stay in, not sure why it changes just because you've gone forward.
We've got an update on the numbers.
Coming right now for us, Dylan, which is good.
Another high throw in, hanging up in the air. Neither ruckman had a piece of it, but a quick snap from the pack. Might be Red Hills first, and is. It took 14 minutes, but we have a goal in the grand final.
Yeah, just that's what it's going to take. That is what it's going to take to be able to get a snap out of the stoppage. Is all that you are going to need, and that's a fantastic finish in the wet. And YCW right now are thinking, we've got the wind, we've got the advantage. What is going on? Billy Sanders, I think, might have been the goal kicker.
Dylan Hall, the captain,
Dylan Hall, the skipper. Geez, that's a good way to get on the scoreboard, and an absolute stitch up by yours truly. But YCW now, let's get you into the game. Took you too long in the previous grand final. Don't let it happen again.
They'll be holding the footy, going against the Stone Cats.
Yeah, pretty hard to handle one-handed, AJ.
Red Hill looking to go inside forward 50 again. Allsop battling hard. Another tackle applied. The pressure has been fantastic by Red Hill so far. Every time the Stone Cats get the footy, they're under siege.
It's been a masterclass in pressure at the moment from Red Hill, and doing everything right at the moment, barring the scoreboard, but it changed only a minute or so ago.
Absolutely. Quick ball comes out towards the line. It's going to go out, and we'll get a throw in.
Crowd getting vocal, which we love, of course. Not going to be a high-scoring game. It's probably going to come down to accuracy and execution. Couldn't have asked for a much better start here, Red Hill.
As the ball goes inside, forward 50 by Red Hill. Gets over the back. Andrew Mock takes a great mark.
Wow.
So he's going to line up for the Hillman second of the afternoon.
It would be reward for effort.
He dropped a simple mark not too long ago.
And he decides to take the difficult one. Interesting choice, but pretty easy kick in all conditions, this one. But grand finals, fickle things happen.
In he comes, Andrew Mock, and he delivers. So Red Hill move to 2-3-15. YCW yet to score.
Probably the first time for the entire day, including the other game, where a ball's basically gone to the back of the Nepean Highway end of the ground, but just had to juggle the mark there, Andrew Mock, and he did so, and off the boot, he loved it. He let the wind do the work, and right now, Red Hill are doing all the work. YCW can't get their hands on the footy, and they're not able to link up at all. None of their forward half have basically touched the footy, and it's not necessarily their fault.
So ball back in the middle. Trying to throw the ball on the boot was Mitchell. It comes out, tackle applied. That should be holding the footy, and it will be. So free kick going the way of the Stone Cats.
Great catch. That free kick.
Baker on the left finds Walton in the pocket.
Take a bow, Tommy Baker. That's an outstanding kick, and instructing his teammate to go back and have a shot. And to say they need to kick this is an understatement. With the wind, round the corner, probably the best option. Get it as high as you can towards the right goal post and let the ball swing back.
So in comes Aaron Walton, lining up for the first of the afternoon for the Stone Cats, but he's unsuccessful. He gets one behind on the scoreboard. So YCW have opened their account. They're one behind. Red Hill 2-3-15.
And it becomes pretty simple in these conditions. Lock the ball in, create more chances, get Red Hill on the back foot, because they've had it pretty easy so far.
Completely bamboozled before that behind YCW, but they're on the board 18 minutes into this first quarter. Red Hill trying to find relative safety. They won't have it because there's a pack of players, numerous numbers from either side, and we'll have another ball up on the wing. 2-3-15. Andrew Mock with the latest. Dylan Hall with the first for Red Hill. Makes its way out to the back, and Red Hill with the little indiscriminate kick from Simon Alsop, brother of Danny, who plays in the seniors, and it's out in the full. Stone Cats at centre wing. They'll belt it back the other way, and they do to half forward. Almost made its way out the back, but to the front, a smothered kick. High up in the air, bodies crash. Ball still flying around on the ground. And a free kick has been spotted. Jack Matthews, the man to take it. Looking to see which option is the most viable. He takes it wide, and it's a strong lead. Stronger mark. And YCW will line up this time. It'll be Shem Barry. 21 goals in 18 games this year for him.
Kicked 4 last week, and geez, having the last 2 inside 50s just been absolute pearlers. Dry weather kicks from YCW with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. That'll come back.
It's coming back, but not enough. And YCW, with their second behind, have to take advantage of every half chance in a grand final.
Absolutely. Red Hill didn't take their chances early, got a couple back, and now it's YCW's turn to squander some.
So Red Hill back into play. Just forward of the wing, and now at half forward for the Stone Cats, who can't quite carve their way through. And numbers leaking out the back for Red Hill, but a strong tackle by Caleb Douglas on the last line of defence, but still heading forward are Red Hill along the ground. The ball goes.
Oh, bit of niggle.
Have another boundary throw in.
Simon Alsop there getting a little bit of treatment, but 1 or 2 on 1 on the wing, was able to force the ball forward, so no complaints from him, I'm sure.
In front of the Red Hill Army at the wing. They're all blending. Slipping down to ground. Neither can take control, maybe dragging him in at the bottom for Red Hill, but the umpire disagrees.
Might have had a case there, YCW, but they got to worry about winning the footy first without the umpire doing it for them.
Tap down, and immediately it ricochets off everyone, and out of bounds again. So about 1 minute to play, 21 minutes and counting into this opening quarter. 2-3 plays 2 behinds in favour of Red Hill. And YCW were 18-0 in the regular season. They go forward, but didn't amount to anything because Darcy McDonald was at half-back. He sells some candy and now puts it back to the same place. It's broken up in the air well by Luke Black for YCW, and another boundary throw-in.
Really good defensive work there by McDonald. Played in front, read the ball beautifully. Got a big fist of his jumper held, but didn't need it in the end. It's just been an awesome start by Red Hill, and geez, that's a thunderbolt of a throw-in.
Spear of a throw-in, scrambled ball forward for Red Hill, and now they can run the gauntlet with some space. Allsop looking into the 50, just dropped the kick a little short, and barreling on through. Might have come up second best, Lachlan McGregor. He's limping, he's on his feet at least. It's centre half back. And in a moment, he'll have a chance to stretch it during the huddle. Just has to make it through these final moments of the first quarter.
Logan Sanford has been sent off here. Yellow card for tripping.
It's not what we want to see at all. And just an open letter to some YCW defenders. When your opponents are kicking the ball and they're against the wind, I'd probably play in front. Red Hill have taken a number of marks, probably half a dozen, at their half-forward line, and have been able to generate inside 50s. They got away with one there, but play in front, create a contest, lock the ball in.
McGregor's still limping around. He'll be in the middle of this ball. It gets its way up to half forward and out the back. Have to be composed here for Red Hill in defence. Still shuffling around. Numbers again duplicating, and there is the siren. And the first quarter goes the way of Red Hill, who are up 2-3, 15. YCW with 2 behinds against their name. It was Dylan Hoare, the captain, getting his team off to a good start with a snap from the pack, and Andrew Mock was able to kick a set shot. And the favourites, 18-0 all year, they're down by 13 at quarter time, gents.
And considering in the second semi-final they got away, kicked away, I should say, with a 55-point win, it's all the more impressive from Red Hill, but they've adjusted to the conditions well. Their half-forwards are working extremely hard, and they deserved their couple of goals with Shem Barry and I've got Aaron Walton here. Missing set shots. Walton's pretty difficult. Shem Barry should be putting that through no matter the conditions, but fantastic start from Red Hill, AJ, and looks like it's going to be another good grand final.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a cracker. They've started really well, Red Hill, and I was just looking at Lockie McGregor, who come off the ground when Logan Sanford was yellow carded, and he was the one that he got when he was tripped, and he looks in a lot of trouble down there, boys. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with him for the rest of the day.
Yeah, not what we want to see at all. Pulled off a beautiful kick into the corridor earlier in the quarter. Don't want to see that at all, but what we do want to see is a fantastic second quarter that we're hopefully going to get, because YCW right now, a bit like the 19s, are on the back foot. And they need to respond. They did in the 19s game in the second quarter, kicking 5, but they're not going to have the win this time, AJ.
No, they're not. It's definitely dropped down a fair bit there, Daz, and obviously the conditions with the wet footy going to come into play as well, and it'll just be who can steady more when they're going inside forward 50, and probably seen that YCW probably just tried to overuse the breeze a bit there, or the somewhat of a breeze, when sides often get the breeze in the first quarter, they can just bomb away and not lower their eyes. They need to just still use that to their advantage, but lower the eyes and hit their targets, rather than just thinking that it's going to be a contested marking sort of afternoon, which is proving that it's not so far.
Yeah, spot on. And the Red Hill coaches right now would be absolutely ecstatic with what they've brought in the first quarter. Pretty even performance, plenty of players getting involved. Andrew Mock, fantastic mark to kick their second.
We're going to go to a break at quarter time, and we'll be back right after this.
Not too long ago, so they've just got to keep going all out attack, make sure their back six are set up a bit higher because of the wind and go from there. But in terms of who needs to wake up for YCW, instead of an individual, it's just the entire 18 on the park, Dylan.
Yes, sure is, Daz. 2 goals kicked in that opening quarter, both for Red Hill, Dylan Hoare and Andrew Mock. Just get a worrying feeling about YCW not having a goal in the opening quarter, but did have their chances.
Hasn't gone early, our man. No. Surely not.
No. Not like you, Daz, but opening the start of the second quarter, and Allsop is fighting hard to get the clearance for Red Hill. Bodies crash and bash. No handball can be threaded through the congestion, and the umpire will call for a ball up.
It's a nice little drive by to Daz just to start the second quarter.
Yeah, wasn't it? Don't mind it.
Tap down for Red Hill. Down to their teammates, and a high up and under. Floating, camped underneath 2 YCW Stone Cats. The kick, a little one out to the wing. Red Hill bracing for contact. And he's pushed in the back, so he'll receive the free kick.
I've seen players duck for high tackles before. I haven't seen a duck for in the back, so that's something interesting there, but whatever works, of course.
Hugo Guard. Numbers shifting forward for Red Hill. Big set of knuckles from the Stone Cats defence. And now ducking underneath, trying to stave off the effort of 2 Stone Cats that time. In the pack.
Just to quickly defend myself before I move on, is the only big call that I'd made and went early. It proved to be 100% right, but I'm not sleeping in a skip in tonight, so I won't go into details.
YCW.
Well, that was basically nearly a throw out of bounds there by YCW.
I just saw Steve Burrell walk across the ground, so who knows, Daz? Wouldn't say it too loud.
Yeah, that's a good point. Wouldn't be comfortable there tonight, I'm sure. Not in these conditions.
We'll see what's to come today's. The ball again ricochets close to the boundary line, hoping to keep it in, and probably to his own detriment in the end was Shem Barry, and eventually it does go out of bounds. So nearly 2 minutes in, not an eventful quarter to start. Still 2-3 to 2 behinds. Red Hill lead it. Ball thrown back in. Ruckman in a tangle with each other. Spiked forward by the Stone Cats, and then maybe a throw, but then clobbing in the pack. Aiden Phillips. And Red Hill this time will be able to hurl it to half forward again, and they do. It's a precise kick and a comfortable mark for Erdley.
Some of the kicking into the wind has been extraordinary in this game from both sides.
He whips it to centre half forward, racing for the mark and giving the free kick is Hugo Guard. It's the second time he's been given a free kick this time, and now he tried to lay one low and pinpoint it, but his teammates slipped over, and YCW in defence, chain up the handballs, brushing off a tackle. Matthew Briggs sends it to the wing, and another mark. Walton, who's made his way up the ground, lofts it to centre half forward, but no one in particular the target. Sliding in, McDonald didn't take the mark in the end, and it still shovels around. Red Hill have the numbers around the contest. Looping hand passed to the wing, and staying alive, and then run down as he released the footy up to half forward for Red Hill, and eventually the pockets out the back. Butland, the highest number for the Stone Cats, and he'll see it out.
It's quite incredible at the moment that just the gap in quality between how the two sides are playing at the moment. Red Hill at the moment have not put a foot wrong at all, and we often talk about if you're going to take down a big powerful side, it needs to be low scoring and a scrap, and it's what they've got at the moment.
Standing there in the goal square was the captain, Cowd. So YCW need their experienced leaders to stand up in this second quarter. They bring the ball out of their defensive 50. Greenwood, quick kick smothered. So Red Hill through Allsop. They go inside forward 50 once again, do Red Hill. It's a bit scrappy here with the conditions. Just need to bang it for a bit of territory. It's on the ground. Cowd goes with the hand. Black. He goes in looking for Ongarello. He goes over looking for Cliff. Back to Ongarello. Ongarello's ball smothered by Matt Mitchell. And Red Hills pressure will see them get another stoppage inside the forward 50.
Yeah, brilliant forward pressure, and they're just locking the ball in beautifully, Red Hill. YCW can't really see a way out at the moment, and if Red Hill can generate a score here, the old panic button might be coming out.
Throw in about 30 out from the Red Hill goal. It's going to be extracted out by YCW. Taking the mark is Riley Hodson. He goes quickly looking for Walton in a 2-on-1. He puts his dukes out, couldn't take the mark. Ball comes to ground. Mitchell. Quick kick by Squire. But cutting it off is Brock Cliff. So Cliff's going to go down the line. Who can stand up and take a mark for the Stone Cats? Comes to the front of the contest. Barry just tries to get a bit of territory. Umpire's going to call for it once again.
A lot of YCW players appealing to the umpires here, where they need to be getting their hands on the footy and generating a score.
Ball thrown up. Hayden just come on the ground. He overruns it. Wagner. He fighting hard for the Stone Cats. They need to just get on the board in the goals column. Do the Stone Cats. Rucks go at it once again. Wagner's going to get a free kick for too high. So what have they got up forward?
Not a lot of urgency going forward, although... Oh, he's missed him.
Putting it out in front of Walton that doesn't get to him. Handball over to Barry. He's dispossessed, and that will be holding the football. So free kick going the way of Red Hill, and they are certainly on top at the moment. Brock
Cliff was all on his own, streaming inside 50 and just got ignored and kicked to a contest. This is... Right now, I know it's only 13 points. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Hayden with a dangerous kick, and the door opens for the Stone Cats, dribbling one towards goal, but across the face.
That is the epitome of a get-out-of-jail-free card. That was an...
That's
when off his toes.
Yeah, that's when you know it's certainly your rub to the green.
Yeah, so far momentum-wise for sure.
And they've again turned it over to half forward, and now looking more centrally to the forward line.
Free kick.
Playing for the free kick and receiving it. Matthew Jackson. And the Stone Cats crowd quite audible now.
Smart from Shem Barry, just taking the advantage in these conditions.
And he has kicked the goal.
Absolutely.
Stone Cats on the board.
Yeah, it's the one they needed, isn't it? Momentum-wise, Red Hill had all of it. They've had a shambolic 45 seconds, and they're a bit more settled now. YCW.
Go YC again!
Of course, it's not perfect at the moment, but grand final, adding the conditions, all it is a territory game.
Ball's back in the middle here at Skybus Stadium. Rucks do battles once again. It's taken away by Mazaruk. Stone Cats get a kick going forward looking for Matthews. He just kicks it off the ground trying to gain some territory. He couldn't pick it up before the line. We'll get a throw in once again.
You can just feel the momentum shifting a little, which is strange given the teams that have had the momentum have kicked to the Nepean Highway end, which is going against the wind, if you can believe that.
It's certainly died down now, it does, compared to the under-19s, hasn't it?
Yeah, it definitely has. You can see the ball not holding up in the air as much.
Big fist from behind by Ongarello. YCW just get a quick kick going forward, and it's going to work through Mazaruk. Up to their half forward. Spoiled away, but Matthews has the footy. He goes in looking for a target, and he's going to find him. Matthew Jackson has taken the mark.
That's the third kick inside 50. They had two in the first quarter that had just been picture perfect. Nothing the defenders could do. And this man kicked 4 last week. Was named their second best.
Their momentum's just starting to come, isn't it?
Absolutely. This would tie things up and eliminate all the dominance that Red Hill had in that first quarter.
So Jackson, and he comes looking for the second of the afternoon.
Oh,
no.
Oh,
and
no.
He almost missed his foot.
That's reminded me of Hayden Ballantyne.
Yes, yep, spot on at Patterson Stadium.
Seriously?
It had a bit of Robbie Warnock about it at the G.
It did.
You couldn't get any worse.
Scored sideways.
Wow.
We were worried about balls going over people's heads.
Well, Red Hill have it in the back pocket now. You're going to come back out this side looking for Fuller. He has the ball now. Walton standing the mark. In short to Hayden.
Matty Jackson wishes he was hiding at the moment.
So he comes down.
Out the back.
And out the back is Tyron Powell. Ongarello chases after him, but he slips him. He's just going to go with a kick over the top in front of Erdley. Also, Noah Turner, but it bounces out and we'll get a throw in.
In that case, when you've got the momentum running in, as Powell did, just kick it to the goal square. Let the ball do the work in that case. Trying to set up a teammate. If your teammate's first back, he'll be able to kick it off the ground or it'll keep sliding like it did on that occasion.
I'm still a little bit frazzled by that kick, Daz.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Ball thrown in. Tackle applied. It's going nowhere.
Well, the only thing that I'll say on it before I move on is the next time Matty Jackson has the footy in his hands, he's going to kick it better.
Jeez, he couldn't kick it any worse.
Yep. It's only up from here.
33 goals this year for Matty Jackson, so wouldn't be surprised to see him back on the scoreboard today.
And technically, his set shot percentage didn't go down either. So, looking at the positives.
True. Another throw in, 25 out from Red Hill's goal. Haven't scored this quarter, 11 minutes in. Ball dribbled to the front of the pack. YCW took it away and then kicked it out in the full beyond left half forward.
Seen plenty of those. It's feeling a bit like GMHBA Stadium down in Geelong with the amount of out on the fulls we've seen at the moment.
Another entry inside 50. It's time for Red Hill. All bobbling around. Trapped at ground level for the Stone Cats, who hack it away out of defence and into the middle. But it'll be cut off in defence for Red Hill. Tall hand pass, and now with some agility, trying to get past Fuller, and he does successfully, and then kicked up to centre half forward where Mitchell took the mark.
Tell you what, there were probably 4 other teammates he was aiming for before finding Mitchell there. That was a shank.
Mitchell gave it up to his teammate who loaded up from 60 out. And right on the goal line, the mark is taken.
He just walked past 2 YCW defenders.
It would have been a wonderful effort had it gone through, but instead it sets up a certainty for his teammate.
Not good enough from YCW. They had 3 players in the vicinity of that ball and just watched it go over their heads.
Patrick McDonald wouldn't want to miss this one. And he caresses it through, and Red Hill are finally on the board in this second quarter. It's 3-3-21 to 139, 12 and a half minutes through.
It was good game awareness to give the handball. It was a beautiful kick off the boot. And like we said, a breakdown for YCW. And as great as the start has been for Red Hill, and we talked about they couldn't have done a whole lot more better in the first quarter and a half. For YCW, they couldn't be doing a whole lot worse at the moment. So the positive is that they're still in a grand final that they're playing horrifically in. If it turns around, game on.
Absolutely. Clearance won by Red Hill. Goes over the top to Campbell. He's dispossessed. So they're just playing the conditions a bit better at the moment, Red Hill. What can the Stone Cats do in this second quarter? They're going to get a free kick now. They need to just get it inside forward 50 and put some pressure on the Red Hill defenders.
Very slow entry.
No mark taken. Just bouncing around is the footy. Big tackle applied. Going to get a stoppage.
It's been in their control, Red Hill, for most of this game. They still don't want to concede one here, though. It'll only bring it back to a kick.
So players just converging on this. And we'll get a secondary ball up. Umpire throws the ball up. Comes out the back, but overrunning it was Lane Meyer. Ball's on the ground. Slippery conditions at the moment here at Skybus Stadium. Players over the footy. Umpire circling, and he's going to call for it. So, what do you think about the crowd, boys, at the moment?
And a few braving the conditions. The grandstand, of course, packed, which is fantastic. And
so inside 50, the Stonecats have gone, but they're going to turn it over. Clearing kick coming out in front of Sanford. Ongarello's going to be
well
hit.
done.
So Ongarello's fighting for it now. No free kick given. The umpire's going to call for a stoppage just at the half-forward flank for Red Hill. 139 YCW, Red Hill 33-21. Handball comes out to Greenwood. He goes with a high kick.
Hold Red Hill, yeah, spot on. Great umpiring.
He's going to put it out in front of the player there in Marquezani. He can't control it. Players diving in. Going out towards the boundary line are the Stonecats. They've kept it in though. What can they do? Can they get a couple more on the board? Ball smothered. We're going to get a throw in on centre wing.
What's the issue for YCW at the moment, do you think, Daz?
Well,
do they need a spare man back? There's something not working.
Yeah, the spare man back's only working if they rely that one of their best kickers. There's no point winning the ball as the spare and blasting the ball out, especially against the wind. It's at the moment they're just not winning it at the contest and able to spread with any kind of authority, and that's not going to help either.
And a free kick going the way of Red Hill.
So YCW should have a chance here to set up defensively because it's going to take a good few seconds for this to come in.
So guard goes by handoff to Hyden. He goes with a long one. But standing all alone is Trent Coward for the Stonecats.
And it's just a real slow exit.
He's going to go with a long ball out towards the line.
That's out in the full.
And Red Hill will get the free kick. They'll be able to drive it back inside forward 50 once again. So the usual poise of the Stonecats is not on display at the moment. Red Hill high, up and under, inside forward 50. It was all Stonecats at the back. Walton, he goes with a barrel. Standing all alone is Bateman. He's gone the Billy Rolfe lookalike. Spoiled by Matthews. Standing all alone once again is Aaron Walton. He'll just slow it down and look for a target. He's run himself into a bit of trouble. He balks one, balks two. Goes long. Who can stand up? Out the back is Chaplin. He goes with a high and up and under.
Oh, how's that stayed in? Perfect
throw in right in front of the Frankston Dolphins change rooms here at Skybus Stadium. YCW 139, Red Hill 33-21.
Into time on 17 and a half now through the second quarter. 3-3 plays 1-3. It's Red Hill up by 12 at half forward for the Stonecats, however. And out of the ball up, they scramble one forward. Mark nearly claimed and taken, and they're still wrestling and dying to get ground level. And the umpire refrains from making any untoward whistles.
Red Hill got away with one there, 3-on-1, and they almost allowed a chest mark.
The open run for Red Hill in the ruck, and straight back down to ground level, another ball up.
Definition of an arm wrestle, this one.
Another open run in the ruck for Red Hill. Out to open space this time, paddling it forward. And they can't straddle the line to good effect, so we'll have a boundary throw in.
Do you think YCW are a little bit frazzled by the fact that Zach Barrett has been taken out into the seniors and he's a clear dominant ruckman?
Yeah, that could be an option as well, but at the moment I'm just putting it on their ball winners. They're not getting it enough and they're not using it enough.
Couple of minutes remaining in the half, and it's still alive in the Stonecats forward line. They're trying desperately to attack the scoreboard, but they just can't break free. Another ball up, about 40 out from their goal.
So a couple of times in a row now, Red Hill are trying to get hitouts into space, into their defensive 50, which is an interesting strategy, especially when usually two of their midfielders are quite close, and YCW have set up the wall.
Mark taken on the wing, Christian Ongarello. Riding shotgun, Matthew Briggs gets past one, softens the kick up to right, half forward. Warnwell was his target, but a free kick has been paid. Lachlan McGregor, who pulled up sore last quarter, goes into the pocket, and the double fister comes out for Red Hill in defence.
Probably their first inside 50 entry to a player on the lead that wasn't absolutely perfect, but they've been able to gain some territory here. The Stonecats, they'll want to put one on the board before half-time, of course.
Ball's still there for the taking. And it is eventually by the Stonecats, who are trying to burrow their way through in the pack, and the umpire calls for it again. Nearly 20 minutes into this quarter.
Of course, if you missed it, the under-19s, Mount Eliza defeating the Stonecats by a couple of points in a very dramatic last quarter.
And taking in the tackle. Here's the pressure they're looking for. Thomas Baker tucked away in the pockets. And it trickles out again. So stoppage after stoppage here at Skybus Stadium for the MPNFL Division 1 Reserves Grand Final. Just a minute to play in the half.
Big minute too.
Yeah, looking forward to the huddle, but here's a chance. Oh, he's curled it through. Aaron Walton defies every angle in the book. And YCW, after all of today, they're only down by 6 points.
Jeez, what a finish. What a goal. Kept it low. Did everything right. Got some space, and that's a little bit of a dagger for Red Hill, who have dominated a lot of this game and a lot of this quarter. And they've only got a 6-point lead to show for it. However, they've got the win, so with about 45 seconds to go, they might have a chance to reply. But right now at half-time, YCW might be going into the half the cheerier side, AJ.
Yeah, you're spot on there, Daz. Ball in the middle. Black's now into the ruck for the Stonecats. Trying to get a clearing kick. Was the player in Millwood. Umpire's going to circle and call for another ball up. Not too far away from half-time here at Skybus Stadium. Ball comes to Allsop. Tackle applied by Butland. Matthews just goes with a little scrubber along the ground. Wagner. His handball didn't find the target to win it back. He just throws it out, but he gets away with it. Matthews, inside forward 50, the Stonecats go. Good tackle applied, and the umpire calls for it once again.
Not League One here.
Yeah, I was going to say, on the other side of the coin, no, Red Hill free kick. So they should hold up okay. I'll repeat, should.
Erdley has it now for Red Hill. He needs to go down the line and look for Andrew Mock, who's just waving his arm.
Spot on.
Don't put it into a dangerous spot like they have. Needed to go close to the line, but it's going to work out for Red Hill. They're going up looking for Sanford. It gets out the back. It's a 3v2 here, favouring the
Great tackle.
Stonecats. Ball goes out. Ongarello. It's in front of Sanford.
Off the ground.
Siren beats them. So it's a cracking start to the Reserves Grand Final here at Skybus Stadium in the Division 1. YCW 2-3-15, Red Hill 3-3-21. It is half-time. We're going to take a break and we'll be back for the third quarter. And welcome back to Skybus Stadium, where it is half-time. YCW 2-3-15, Red Hill 3-3-21. Red Hill with a 1-goal lead over the Stonecats, who have had a pretty perfect year, boys.
Yeah, they've had an outrageously good year, and I know I've said it a couple of times, but a 55-point win in the second semi-final to get here, and they've been shell-shocked by a hungrier team who's winning the ball on the inside. They found it easier to spread on the outside, and YCW are looking a bit potent up forward, but they're struggling to get it there, Dylan.
Sometimes you wonder if that week off does deter you or does hurt you. Daz, do you think? Or?
Not at our age.
No, not at our ball. We'll find out together, I think.
Absolutely. Ball thrown up. Starting the second half here in the Reserves Grand Final. Allsop was dispossessed. Ball's going forward for the Stonecats. Just goes off the ground, does Matthews. Standing there is McDonald for Red Hill. He lays a big tackle. So it's just about inside the forward 50 for the Stonecats. Can they get one on the board nice and early? I think if they do, boys, I think that their experience will make sure that they continue to hit the scoreboard.
I think that'll springboard them into well, they do call it the Premiership quarter for a reason. And as we found out with Mount Eliza, who only won that third quarter by, I think, 2 goals. It was enough to hang on.
Absolutely black in the ruck now against Erdley. It's won by Red Hill and they go long. Ongarello can't take the mark for the Stone Cats. He squirts it out and we'll get a throw in.
And just a carbon copy of the first half at the moment. It's all about the territory, work the ball forward. The sun was out a little bit at half time, but we've got a little bit of a threatening dark cloud coming in from the Nepean Highway end, so scores are going to be at a premium.
Absolutely. Ball's at the half-forward flank on the Brian Mace grandstand side here at Skybus Stadium. Ground's held up superb with all this rain that we've had. Not sure if you caught the VAFA final yesterday, boys.
Elstonwick Park,
Yeah.
that was
It was just a full
monsoon.
mud pit. Ball comes out. Little toe poke in front of Greenwood. He goes along the ground. So they're just gaining territory here, the Stone Cats. Barry. He goes out wide.
Great pickup.
Inside forward 50 they go. Shot on goal by Cliff. But it misses to the near side. So they've had all the momentum in the first 2 minutes here, YCW. They'll be looking to certainly pepper the scoreboard, kicking towards the Carr Street end.
Yeah, spot on. Cliff running sort of point post side. Probably could have gone with a banana or a check side, depending on your state of origin. But yeah, was never going to get that through. But like you said, AJ, the territory battle being won by the Stone Cats at the moment.
Absolutely. They're looking to continue to go inside.
Gone.
But that is holding the football.
Apart from that, I was about to say the change in skill's been noticeable. They've already had, I can count up to 4 pickups that have been clean.
Yep.
And the weather obviously is a helping hand.
Absolutely. Red Hill drive it long. Down to the wing. Pack forms. Greenwood stayed down. Went to give the handball off, but he missed his target, and we'll get a throw in once again.
I'll tell you what, it's been pretty difficult to identify the best players on the park. There have been a handful, but in terms of a real X-factor break the game open, we just haven't had it yet in the game, but one to watch in the second half.
Ball thrown back in, centre wing. Ruckman's jewel it out, whistle pins, and it'll be Red Hills plus 50.
I was going to say, credit to both. Oh, hang on. No, I don't know what's going on there, but they'll get the 50 anyway. Yeah, that was the first ruck infringement for the game. I think there was only 2 in the under-19s game, so all the ruckman is the YCW defender nearly ends up carding it, but he regained his feet. So the ruck contests have been really good to watch because we're actually getting contests and clearance opportunities, but this is a big kick.
It certainly is from 50 out. He instead takes it short, and it won't work. It's a good dividend, although YCW players rushed it through. Limited amount of danger nearby, but the umpire says it's all, well, gives it the all clear. So they kick in from full back up to half back. Numbers with the Stone Cats. Free kick the way of Red Hill.
I promise I'm not saying it for any reason other than it's what I'm saying, but we've had now 6 quarters and 5 minutes of unreal finals umpiring.
And out in the full, it'll come back through the agency of Hugh Campbell. Again, as it was last
Got
time.
a loose man inside, he's just missed him.
Yeah, they got one at centre half forward there, Daz.
And now he takes it to him, but a prominent fist comes from the back for the Stone Cats. And in defence, they interchange through hands, a wobbly sort of ball to the wing. Even numbers, here's all stop at ground level.
Great hands.
Clean and steady and elegant, and Campbell lofts another high one right to the tip of the arc of 50. Plenty of dangerous legs being kicked around, and Allsop won't receive
Oh,
the free
that's
kick.
it.
And
I
another
think
50.
the ball got pushed out of his hand there.
Well, the umpire disagrees, and Red Hill, they can open this margin to 12 points and create some more separation. And with that cloud above us, it seems to be handy at the moment.
Yeah, they just can't bridge the gap at the moment.
Matthew
Stone
Mitchell.
Cats.
Sorry, Daz. Matthew
you're right.
Mitchell. Directly in front, just
Surely
above the
can't.
top of the goal square.
Good lad.
Cue the Red Hill fans. They've got a 12-point lead in the grand final. 5.5 minutes through this third quarter.
Yeah, of all the mistakes that you can make, that's the second 50-metre penalty already in the third quarter. Bit of ill discipline from YCW. Their players have been appealing to the umpires as well. If they want to win this grand final and take home the first premiership of the day for the Stone Cats, they're not going to have to rely on the whistleblowers. AJ, they're going to have to do it themselves. And right now, they're not.
Absolutely, that is the difference in this game so far, just the undiscipline from the Stone Cats as the ball is in the middle.
Rain is back.
Ball bounces towards the Stone Cats' goal.
Oh, great attack.
Great pick up there by Thomas Baker. He goes out to Black. Inside forward 50, they go with a rush ball. They've got one out here. If they go back in, they've missed Barry there. They need a pressure on. Douglas. He goes on his left. Can that lift them? That is a great goal by Caleb Douglas. So YCW answer back straight away. They just need something, boys.
Yeah, he needed to kick it. He had a couple of teammates. I mean, they were boundary side, but took the responsibility. And once they did his boot, it didn't look like missing. Fantastic finish. And weirdly enough, boys, the worse the conditions have got, the better YCW have looked. Two of the cleanest pickups of the game we've seen on the half-forward flank.
I've liked the move of Luke Black into the ruck. Giving him another dimension. So we're back in the middle here at Skybus Stadium. Matthews. He's tackled, but he gets the handball out. Going forward are the Stone Cats once again. It is that player in Douglas. He goes on his left.
Red Hill player down.
So they're fighting hard here. The Stone Cats. Chaplin, he's dispossessed. Tries to go out to Greenwood. Goes out of bounds and we'll get a throw in. It's the player from Red Hill comes off with what looks like
Hamish McShane, I think.
Looks a bit like a broken arm, I reckon.
He's definitely holding it. Bailey Squire, sorry.
As it's certainly coming down here, as you can see on the screens. Douglas in the ruck. Great tap out. Ball goes up, looking for Chaplin. Can he stand under it? He's taking the mark.
Oh, why did he play on?
Because he didn't think he actually took it. The umpire wasn't going to pay it. He delayed for a while, and then he played on.
Wow.
I think you'll find, Daz, just as we see this ball all locked up, I think you'll find that it actually bounced off his opponent, and he took the mark, and the umpire saw that. He wasn't going to pay it, but then in the end he was, but Chaplin didn't think that he was going to. So this will be a holding the footy going the way of the Stone Cats.
Forward pressure's gone up a notch. They know that it's now or never. And this
Caleb Douglas again, so he's had a good last couple of minutes. Same sort of spot, but you'll have to kick with a drop punt here, Daz.
Yeah, he sure will. And like his last kick, just starting it left and bringing it back is the go. That's not what he's done. Yeah, not a great one. Not the direct line down. We haven't quite got the direct line down to the players there, but...
So Red Hill can bring the ball back in. They've gone over the top, finding Aiden Phillips. He's hemmed in on the boundary line in their defensive 50.
Of course, a VFL Grand Final going on as well. Casey up on Southport by 3 points early.
Mark wasn't taken by Wagner. Ball's under the pack and the umpire's going to call for it.
They're doing well by locking the ball in. The Stone Cats, they are just not putting the scoreboard pressure on they need to.
Remains ajar. Now the Stone Cats forward again. Interesting choice in the pocket. Makes its way through. But they can't keep it in. If he had kicked that goal, Caleb Douglas, it would have been the closest they had been all day since the opening siren. Have not had the lead as of yet. Took them a quarter, in fact, to actually hit the scoreboard, and they'll redo this throw in. Hit the scoreboard with a goal, that is. Shem Barry and Aaron Walton in the second quarter.
Conditions not helping the boundary umpires all day today, falling short.
Holds up again in the winds. To the bottom of the pack, and not the most conventional hand pass out. And a snap misses.
And a polite way of saying it may have been a throw, Dylan?
Potentially.
Yeah.
Red Hill from full back. And now to half back. Mark comfortably taken, and on the overlap they have teammates to the wing. closer to the middle. It bounces obligingly for the Stonecats to the outer side. The kick came from Black and it missed Douglas. It will still apply some pressure on McDonald, and they'll both watch it fall out of bounds.
Been everywhere at the moment. Caleb Douglas, the rest of his forwards not as involved yet, but a bit like Red Hill early in that first quarter, boys. They're doing everything right, but hitting the scoreboard at the moment.
Red Hill just craning forward to pick it up. And now they rush a snap over to the wing. Mark taken. Powell looking inboard now. Just laid it out in front of his teammate who had to motor onto it dangerously because he was corralled. Gets it out to the wing.
He sold that much candy, he fooled himself then, the Red Hill Red Hill halfback, but this ball movement looks better.
And they craft one to Aiden Phillips, who does likewise for Billy Sanders. And into the forward line where inside were really all Stonecats. Still potent in defence. And in offence are Red Hill, but a scrum, the ball can't really break free, although they're just trying to rip it out of there, Red Hill. And we'll have another ball up.
Conditions giving us the epitome of all 4 seasons at the moment. As quickly as the rain came, it's gone, and the sun's getting brighter, and even the weather doesn't know what's going on. But
and what looked to be an injury behind play isn't. He's back up on his feet. Owen Vine. It's not kicked a goal this year. So the ball's
day to
still
kick one,
loose.
if he can get a
Absolutely.
chance.
Ball's still loose, smothered, every angle. The Stonecats look, there's a Red Hill player. And a whistle. It will be Red Hills. Too far out to score, you'd think.
So a bit of a problem there with the advantage rule is no one knew who it was going to first. They probably could have taken advantage there, but they didn't know it was theirs.
Dylan Hoare heaves it inside. The mark just through the fingertips of his forward Hugo Guard. And Isaac Buckley's snap fell short. Right at the top of the square, and the Stonecats at the moment have it.
Good defensive leadership, being the goalkeeper on the line, and that could have been a nudge.
It could have been, and they'll repel forward Red Hill. Kept underneath for Frankston YCW. Jack Butland through the middle, numbers streaming forward. Just had to sit, but it kept on skipping and jigging, and a big hit. Brilliant. In the centre, well played Red Hill. At ground level, looking to sweep it up at the YCW. They continue to go forward. The run is on. The ball evades them all. Makes its way over to the back. An open shot at goal comes from Barenga. And YCW have their first lead of the day.
That was great work from Josh Beringer then.
Yeah, it definitely was, and the hands from Walton were fantastic as well.
God, Jack Matthews has been superb today. His pressure, he's just a battering ram.
He's looking at that Premiership Cup. He's looking at a lot of opponents and thinking, you're not getting past me. So, Red Hill right now, over to you. What have you got in the Premiership quarter? Because they've lost the momentum and now they've lost the lead.
So ball back in the middle, tackle by Wagner. They just look like they're going forward at every chance they get. YCW, they're repelling from their defensive 50 as well with ease in this quarter. On to Matty Hayden goes off the deck. So it's a 2v1 out there. They head straight to the boundary line. It's going to be thrown in. Probably had a chance there to be called deliberate, Daz.
Yeah, we did see one early in the 19s game that was definitely there, don't get me wrong, but we haven't seen one since.
So ball thrown in, centre wing. Comes to the front. Tackle applied by the Stonecats. They've certainly lifted in this quarter. We've been going nearly 15 minutes. 4-5-29. YCW Red Hill 4-4-28. Allsop tackled and met heavily by Millwood. Free kick going the way of Red Hill.
You can understand the fan frustration there. The umpire was blindsided as to whether the ball came out legally or not, and the YCW player didn't even know the ball had come out and continued with the tackle.
Not a great kick by Allsop. Not
a couple of
taken
those
a mark there by Black. Comes out to Beringer. He's had a good couple of minutes. It's been escorted out by Shem Barry, and we'll get a throw in on centre wing once again.
You've just got the feeling that YCW have gone into that next gear, and the question now for Red Hill is, can they keep up? It'll be a good watch. It definitely will, but right now, Stone Cats are looking good.
Ticking on 16 minutes in this third quarter. Red Hill can't get the hand pass through. The Stone Cats the other way. A 2-on-1. Tapping it forward. Walton. It works out wondrously in the end. Walton goes again. Another hand pass forward. Berenger, who just kicked the most recent goal, sets up his teammate again, who dribbles one all the way home.
Wagner, I think it was, boys.
Yeah, I think
Ben
so.
Wagner on the board today.
He's lifted in this quarter.
Yeah, all 18, well, 22 with the rotations have. They're looking much too strong at the moment. I know the margin's only 7 points.
It's the way they've done it.
Yeah, absolutely. The way they've just been first to the footy, the way they've attacked, the way they've pressured, the way they've harassed in their forward half has been fantastic.
Where to?
Yeah, where to now for Red Hill's a great question. They'll need to dig themselves out of it.
Just over a quarter to play in their season. They're 7 points down now after having the lead all day.
Yeah, they're on.
Yeah, Red Hill were able to just exit the stoppages at ease in the first half, and they can't do that now.
The Stone Cats executing in every facet possible. Here's another opportunity. Little kick chiseled inside. It's still in harm's way for Red Hill. They're able to avert the danger, maybe only momentarily. Barging on through. Another snap forward. It's McGregor. And there's open men everywhere.
How's that happen? Yeah, this has fallen over for Red Hill at the moment, and this could be a three-quarter time lead that's going to be too hard to get back. And Walton, hasn't he been good today? He could have had probably 3 or 4, to be honest.
It's quickly becoming out of control for Red Hill. And if he does kicks this, it'll be a 13-point margin, the largest all day. They hadn't seen the lead until this quarter, but right now they're unstoppable.
Not a bad luxury to have a player like Aaron Walton playing in your seconds. He's been a star at Seaford in the MPNFL.
Yeah, just classy finish there. His first set shot of the day in the first quarter was, well, almost lucky to register a score, didn't it? But yeah, Red Hill defenders looking at each other thinking who was on him. And that's the problem. If you're not communicating, it ends up being none of them.
They've certainly lifted in the centre, Daz.
Yeah, they've let Red Hill have their fun, as it were, and now they're establishing themselves as the dominant team, and so they should.
Once again, they're trying to go forward, and they do. Hodson.
They're just leading Red Hill to the ball at the moment.
Absolutely. He nearly missed his foot, though. Mazaruk couldn't find the footy. Red Hill go
Great
up.
kick.
Taking the mark is Tyron Powell. Can he lift his side? Going inside forward 50. Big spoil from Butland over Andrew Mock.
The ball nearly landed on Mock's back then.
They're just repelling everything in their defensive 50. They're getting the spoils in when they need to.
Spot on. One against the grain would be absolutely perfect for Red Hill. It's in a good spot.
So clearing kick from the stoppage. It's going to trickle out. We're going to throw in once again.
Casey Davids up by a point in the VFL Granny Boys. 1-1 to 1 straight.
Casey, of course, the dominant side in that competition.
Would have gone to that if we weren't here.
Yeah, you probably would have, mate. Only chance you would have seen some silverware.
Absolutely.
As a D's fan, that came out much more aggressively than I wanted it to. I'm not going to lie to you.
Balls on the ground. Picked up. Yeah, they're going to win a free kick here, the Stone Cats.
Their ability to be the first hands on the ball at every stoppage, whether they're getting clearances or not.
They're out in the middle too. If they can it's going to probably work in their favour, that punch.
Well done, Allsop.
So Allsop has the footy now. They go looking for a target. It's on their half-forward line here. They go back looking for Turner. He has the footy. He has a shot on goal. It's not going to make the distance. But a crumb at the bottom of the pack, and it has.
Well,
So Red Hill have got one late in the quarter. So that's brought the margin right back, boys. They didn't look like scoring to that entry at all.
No, they didn't. And Yeah, the defensive punch in the middle was absolutely fantastic. And from there, they were just able to find some space. Turner's ability to cut inside and dodge that tackler was great. Might have been a little chop of the arm there from the Red Hill forwards, but when you're gifted an opportunity like that, you have to wish it in, but he kicked it in, and it's back to 7 points.
Ball thrown back up, 7-point lead, 21 minutes into this third quarter. And Red Hill take it away again. Some dangerous hand passes
just
and
holding the ball, yeah.
traffic. And as a result, it's a free kick. Calls from every angle
Get it in
possible,
there.
really.
Their spread from stoppage has been really good.
So they thrush it deep, and the lead comes. He wasn't really prepared for it. Walton out the back. He's got two. Make it a third.
And all of a sudden, all the good work from Red Hill's just been eliminated. He's a footy IQ on this bloke. You can't teach that. But into the wind, and the ball goes out the back. We've said it all day. Nearly 7 quarters in to the entire day of footy. And the fundamentals haven't changed.
7 goals kicked this quarter, 5 of them by YCW.
2 minutes left in the third quarter. And it could be 2 minutes of Red Hill hanging on. But if YCW can get 1 or maybe even 2, the door might be shut, I should say. Excuse me.
So the ball comes out. Red Hill have it now. They want to drive it inside forward 50, but that's a bit of a scrubber.
Might work.
Goes on the ground, Mock.
It has.
Handball up to Marcazani. He gets another one.
It's raining goals. Geez, they won't go away.
I'm running out of room.
This has been a fantastic quarter of footy in the Division 1 Reserves Grand Final.
It's pretty difficult to explain. The conditions may be not suiting a quality of game that we are getting at the moment, but
Go Wassy!
Red Hill acknowledging the fact that the momentum may be gone and not going to roll over at all. We are in for a cracking last quarter and, well, minute and a half probably.
Black, he gets the handball down.
Oh, how's that for a handball?
Matthews has been sensational. He went over his head, goes up forward. And
Oh,
that is
he's
a great
taken
grab.
it. What is this
Matthew
game?
Jackson.
Now, the last shot at goal he had was, let's be honest,
Dads,
abhorrent.
don't bring it up. Oh.
No, it was abhorrent. So what I'm saying is he's going to put this over the umpire's hat. He's going to make up for it.
I'm hoping he just makes contact with this one, Dads.
Yeah, so is he, let me tell you. But I'm backing him in.
Saying it's a Max Gorn sort of approach.
Yeah, from extremely poor to extremely perfect. Kicked 4 last week, so he knows where they are.
Better contact.
Never in doubt.
He went early. He's
Never in
kicked it.
doubt. Yeah, absolutely.
He made the goal umpire work a fair bit. But YCW once again extend their lead out. 13 points.
Yeah, the ultimate toing and throwing, isn't it? And fantastic to see that he could rebound from that.
Go Dougie!
8-5-53, Red Hill 6-4-40.
And the crazy thing is there's probably about 45 seconds left. It still feels like there's a goal left.
Yeah. Absolutely. Red Hill are due one.
So we're over 24 minutes in, 8-5 to 6-4. Goal for goal.
Is that the 8th goal of the quarter? 7th goal?
9th.
9th of the quarter, my goodness.
In these conditions as well,
Yeah.
boys. Don't forget we had some rain and some heavy rain come down.
6 to YCW, 3 to Red Hill. And YCW with a 13-point lead, which would have seemed like a lot in the first half, but right now it feels as if 2 clearances could just reduce that to 1. Back in the middle. Red Hill up for the fly. There's still some time remaining in this third quarter. Allsop laying a strong tackle, and again slung down to ground. For YCW, Lane Meyer.
See, from here, YCW, just get everyone in defensive 50 once the ball goes up. Just don't concede one. You don't need to go all out attack to try and kick one. Protect your lead.
And Red Hill are at the moment edging closer and closer to their goal, but there's bodies flying every angle you look, really.
Needed a stoppage to stop the clock.
I don't think that's in YCW's thought process, Daz, being negative.
No, you don't. It doesn't have to be for long, but under a minute.
8-5, plays 6-4.
It's getting brighter and brighter here at Skybus Stadium too. It's got blue skies overhead. What is going on, Melbourne? Oh, hello.
And a free kick. It will be Red Hills. It's never too late.
Said they were due.
It still felt like there was a goal left.
And Simon Allsop to take the kick.
His field kicking today has been questionable.
And now,
all of that can go away really quickly if he puts this through.
Listen to this if he kicks this.
He'll have the pressure of the siren. And they've got a 13-point mountain at the moment, which can be 7 in the final term. It's across the face. It won't register a score. But what an exhilarating, captivating quarter of football in the grand final of the MPNFL Division 1 Reserves. We'll take a break and we'll see what is to come in the final quarter. It's Frankston YCW 8-5-53, Red Hill 6-4-40. Do not go anywhere.
Skybus Stadium for the final quarter of the Division 1 Reserves Grand Final between Frankston YCW and Red Hill. YCW up by 13 points at the moment. 8-5-53, 6-4-40. That's the scoreline. But it was all about the momentum in that third quarter, Dylan, and it was all the Stonecats.
Absolutely. 9 goals kicked as in that quarter, 6 for YCW. Aaron Walton leads the charge with 3, and then there's single goal scorers following him. But, geez, goal for goal, entertaining footy. AJ's alongside us again. What do you think can unfold in this final quarter?
I think you'll find that YCW will continue with how they were going in that back half of the third quarter, and they'll run over the top of Red Hill quite easily for mine.
Easily. Daz, easily?
No, I don't believe in easilies when it comes to grand finals. I'm hoping, the broadcaster in me is hoping that we have a cracking finish. YCW did go to another level in that third quarter.
They did.
If they do it again, this game will be done. It's up to Red Hill to negate it.
Took the reins in the premiership quarter, the fourth quarter. Now is in their hands, but Red Hill won't give up. We saw that with their final 2 goals, both courtesy of Luke Marchesani.
Both rippers too, both ran the corner and found the goals in difficult situations. But here we go.
There's the siren to cue the start of the fourth quarter. Here we are. Ruckman contend in the air, and Red Hill with the first clearance. Matthew Mitchell, who was also one of their goal scorers in that third quarter, accommodating bounce initially for Red Hill, and then they attach the ball to their opponents. They bring it to ground, and we'll have a ball up 40 out from their goal. So at first glimpse, doesn't look to be easy for the Stonecats. Tap down. Stonecats looking to progress, but Red Hill won't allow them to. A kick across goal. We'll see another boundary throw in to ensue.
Stoppage is a win, and a point, well, is borderline useless at the moment. For Red Hill, they just got to see them as turnovers. But create good shots, kick straight, anything can happen, but they've locked the ball in, which is a start.
See if they can construct something out of this pack. Ball thrown back in, about 25 metres from Red Hill's goal, with the Stonecats with the clearance. It's a shallow clear and kick, a big crash down from the Stonecats in defence. The ball is still to be won. It is by Red Hill. Hand pass slightly miscued, but they butter up again. Slung down to ground, and they rush it out of bounds again. Over a minute in, it's still 8-5 to 6-4, but Red Hill are pressing early.
Of course, no real offensive threat like we saw with Mount Eliza in the last game. No problem for the Stonecats, but they're still going to need to take territory if they want to win this game.
They clear the zone, the Stonecats, and another throw in just forward of centre, still for Red Hill.
So we said at halftime it was going to be difficult to spot a best on ground. Is there a front runner for you so far, AJ?
For mine, either Wagner or, I think probably Wagner, to be honest, for YCW, or Matthews.
I'll have to look up because the ball's heading his direction. Strong contested mark in the air. Michael Chaplin, who will wheel around on the right, put it further up the wing. Out the back of the pack it goes. Cliff entering the scene, driven into the turf. And we'll have a ball up.
What about you, Daz?
No, I definitely agree with you in terms of Benny Wagner at the moment. I've liked Darren Walton's game. He's had a real quality over quantity type of afternoon.
So a quick kick from the clearance. Goes out of bounds on the full, and Greenwood will be able to bring this back in for the Stone Cats.
But what
He'll
both
drive it long, inside forward 50. And that is a great mark. I think it's Shem Barry there.
Not sure if he's kicked a goal yet. One of the boys who kicked 4 in the second semi-final. Very stunted run-up.
Didn't make the distance and it was knocked through for a behind.
He's, we've talked about, guys like Ben Brown. I remember early in his career, Matty Lloyd had very long run-ups. That might be one of the shortest I've seen there from Shem Barry.
So the ball's going to be brought back in for Red Hill. Big pack forms. Comes to ground. Isaac Buckley was tackled, but he follows up once again. Standing there is Butland, all alone. He goes up looking for Black.
Oh, God.
Stuck the middle.
Had no right to take that.
He didn't Eardley, but he does. He goes inboard. Got a bit of run going here. Do Red Hill.
Oh, that's a precise kick.
They can get it and go, and they have. Phillips was definitely put under pressure there, and YCW have numbers out. They can continue to move it forward. Walton or Chaplin. Chaplin comes at the footy. He can go over the top. He tries to go too early.
He's going to kick it to himself.
Matthews on his left. Can he find Walton? He does at the goal square. He'll go back, kick his 4th. And I tell you what, boys, I think it's just about over.
Oh, that's a very, very early call, which we don't mind at all. Red Hill, I get the overlap run, but you've got the wind. They just had to kick it long. They had the outnumber, but as we've seen, umpires are not going to pay deliberate if you're entering your forward 50, so get it out of bounds, create a stoppage. It might have cost them big time.
So Walton has his 4th. They move out to a 20-point lead. Is it a game-winning lead? I think so. Daz not so sure as yet.
The ever reliable pessimist that I am, AJ, I will give you this. If they get another one, I think that might be door shut.
Just looking at the experience of YCW, I'm not sure that they'll concede this sort of lead.
Well, it's been a professional comeback, hasn't it?
Yeah. First half, they just sort of saw what Red Hill had, and then they've just played a game of catch us if you can, and right now they can't.
Just worked them over beautifully.
Yep. Wore them down.
Ball has been retrieved. It went over the nets at the back. And we'll have the centre square resumption shortly as the umpire makes his way back into the middle. Here we go. 9-6 to 6-4. YCW with that 20-point lead. 6 minutes into the final quarter. And Red Hill looking to duck through traffic. Unsuccessfully, he lays another strong tackle and then prevents anyone else from escaping. And we'll have a ball up just forward of centre for YCW. Big punch out of the ruck for Red Hill. Taking on the tackle, and a throw has been paid against Jack Matthews. Taking the kick, Marchesani, whose teammate slipped on the receiving end, but was perfectly placed for it. And they'll relocate through the middle wheel, Red Hill. And toss it into the 50. It bounced off the chest of the target, but spilled to Allsap, who darts one low. And Red Hill will have a chance on the counter. Andrew Mock, who has one against his man.
Great kick-off. Giving Simon Allsop a little bit of stick, I'd say. His field kicking, he's missed some easy targets, but that was clinical. Off the pack. The ball didn't bounce once it had entered inside 50, and if this goes through, and they get another one after this, AJ might be getting nervous with his big call.
Steady
That's
approach. It's accurate. And Red Hill back within 14.
Big clearance, this one. Massive clearance, but forward of the ball, they're looking okay. Red Hill at the moment. The problem is YCW's experience around the ball and being first to the contest is what's hurting Red Hill at the moment, but they'll take some confidence out of the conditions are on their side. They're kicking to the right end. It's up to the midfield group. Get your hands on the footy and get the ball forward.
Back in the centre circle here at Skybus Stadium. YCW 9.660. Red Hill 7.446. Blacks in the ruck for the Stone Cats. He tries to get it out to Greenwood and he does that. Wagner. He goes by hand, further afield. Inside forward 50, the Stone Cats go once again. Walton, he's got 4. He comes out. He looks inboard. Looks at Matthews, finds him. And it's just too easy the way they're going forward, YCW.
Yeah, the defensive structure of Red Hill, we talked about it was falling apart a little bit in the third quarter. It's continued to do so. But not only does the goal probably shut the door, the time off the clock, uber important as well.
Shut the door?
Yeah, just about if he kicks this.
Don't talk to me about Ubers either, Daz.
No, I shan't.
Matthews, in he comes.
Oh no.
Hozzled that.
What's...
That's the old third hole shank.
Yeah, that's. I think they call that kick the Daz's tee shot. A couple of stinkers from that side and all YCW players too.
And just quickly, I feel like we've had a few drive-bys today, but I haven't been on the receiving end, so I'm bracing myself.
There's still a seniors game to go, Dylan. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I wouldn't go too early on that, my friend.
There's the ball in the goal square here for the Stone Cats. Hiding with a clearing kick, but it looks like it's going to be all Stone Cats out in the far side if they can pick this up cleanly.
They've just got no structure at the moment. Red Hill. It's like there's 18 blokes on the field winging it.
Inside forward 50, they go. Walton doesn't pick it up cleanly and it goes out.
Rain's back on.
Of course, the worse the conditions got, it was almost like the better YCW were playing in that third quarter, and then it cleared up and the game opened up, so this will suit them beautifully.
Absolutely. Ball thrown back in. Douglas doing the right work. Tackle applied by Walton. The umpire's going to call for it once again. See Michael Chaplin coming back onto the ground. It's the rain certainly coming down a lot harder. Douglas by hand. Tackle applied. And we'll get another stoppage. 9.660, Red Hill 7.446. It's currently in the forward 50 for the Stone Cats, who have blown the game out in this last half compared to where they were. Ongarello, the ever reliable. He's going to go inside forward 50 once again. Matthews puts his body on the line.
That spoil's gone 40 metres.
Absolutely. The late great Spud Frawley would be very happy with that one.
He would.
Black by hand. He was looking for Greenwood. Allstop's got it now for
He's
Red
lifted.
Hill. Yeah. It's a high up and under, and it's going to be taken easily by Vine.
Come on, Simon. Talk you up, son.
So they're just looking to slow the ball down now, the Stone Cats. We're just about to tick over 11 minutes in this final quarter.
Didn't think YCW would have it in their nature to be negative, AJ?
No, they'll go. They're just being smart. Greenwood's got it now. So the rain comes down very heavily here. Long down the line. No mark taken, comes to ground. Butland puts the pressure on. Mazuruk does as well. He squats it out and we'll get a throw in.
Of course, earlier today, Mount Eliza over the Stone Cats by a couple of points. And after this game, we've got Frankston YCW again up against a Bond Beach in what is promising to be a fantastic seniors final. So stay with us throughout the afternoon.
Well, if it shapes up as the other games have, it certainly looks to be. Ball up to half forward for YCW. Dangerous times for Red Hill. They're just trying to keep it in.
He's been a machine, Matthews.
Yep.
Has latched onto, and another boundary throw in, about 40 out from YCW's goal.
Remarkably high consistency he's brought all day. Should be rewarded with the BOG, I reckon.
Red Hill ruckman down to grounds, and the ball taken under YCW's control, and now it springs around. Tackles being laid. Little dance step from the Stone Cat in their forward line. Hand pass with length, but the danger averted for Red Hill. Out to the wing, even numbers, mopped up. Allsop has to
Just kick it off the
this
ground.
one down.
Yeah,
He
smart. Oh.
did that. It hung up in the air. Wasn't 15, so they both stand hugging each other.
Neither of them moved. Don't know whether there was an umpire vocal problem there, but not a real rush to move the ball on.
Disguised well by Owen Vine. Definitely knew it wasn't 15.
Yeah.
And again in the pack. Here's Red Hill's chance. It's Isaac Buckley.
Oh.
Just comes up skinny. And now it's 9-6 to 7-5. 13 minutes in this final quarter.
So again, the fundamentals of wet weather footy doesn't change. Lock the ball in, create another good chance.
From full back. Out to the wing again to a nest of players. Strong aerial presence on the far side by Red Hill.
And in the conditions too.
And they'll slam it back inside. Edegel now drawing a crowd. Stonecats in defence. It's Vine who just saw a path, took the opportunity through the middle, unattended for a moment, and then crashed into Aaron Walton, who leads the charge today. Leads all scorers with 4 goals. And we'll have a stoppage in the centre.
The back six holding up beautifully, YCW.
Certainly are well structured too at the moment. Won't have to worry about it because Walton won't be able to reach this footy. Another boundary throw in. Nearly 14 minutes through. Just joined us. 9 goals kicked in the previous quarter. 6 to YCW. Just the 2 this quarter. Aaron Walton and Andrew Mock for YCW and Red Hill respectively. High throw in. Both ruckmen lunging themselves at it. And Allsop a clean pickup, and then he was dispossessed, so it trickles out the back. Matthews, and he has soldiers behind him, but the kick forward is cut off by Hayden, who takes it to the opposite side. A one-on-one, a drop mark, didn't have to affect the spoil. Great hands. Millward, it's slick hands, and Red Hill, they can advance. It's a 3-on-2. Although the drop mark left the door open, they still have the outnumber to the Stonecats, but they see it out of bounds, and we're 45 metres outside Red Hill's goal.
I've been pretty anti-handball all day, but they could have almost walked the ball in to their half-forward line there, Red Hill, and gotten a deeper entry.
45 metres out, nearly 15 minutes through this final quarter now. Need a goal desperately, do Red Hill. They had moments, but they stumbled and slipped, and another throw or another ball up. A little more central this time. 40 metres out. In the ruck. Trackway out of defence for Stonecats was a little too easy, and fortuitously fell into the hands of Barry, but he wasn't prepared. At the back, Mitchell. Red Hill, scramble one, up to half forward. Another unconventional sort of ball, which still might work. Numbers, Sanders is one of them. And out of bounds again.
You got to wonder if it was round 3 and sunny, does a contest like that become deliberate? But they've locked the ball in, which is good for Red Hill. Not going to have many more chances. Plenty of time has already elapsed.
16 minutes through this final quarter now. 9-6 to 7-5. The Stonecats will just love to tick the time off the clock. Allsop, he's still desperate and tenacious. No ways! It's an individual effort of brilliance and power, and Allsop dragging his side back into it. It's a 7-point game. That's Skyboss. How's he done that?
Yeah. What? How's he kicked that? Took control in a 3-on-1. It became a 2-on-1 once one of the Stonecats defenders dropped back on his man and could have gone inside, but he thought, if we're going to win the game, I want to try and do this myself. And well, with skills like that, I don't blame him, AJ.
Yeah, my theory's just gone down the toilet. We're back into the middle. Ball thrown up. So there's that man again, Allsop.
He's setting
Can the
them alight.
Stonecats just hold on? Tackle applied.
High over the man. The momentum has shifted.
It certainly has, Daz.
And AJ right now, he's feeling nervous. I'll tell you what, that's going to amplify if they get another one from this entry.
So Campbell has the footy. And that is a horrendous kick. And that's not going to work.
No.
And they're out here, the Stonecats. They can go. Cliff can go long. Walton in a 2v1. If it gets over the back, they're certainly
Oh, they both fell over.
So Walton's just going to roll right in, kick his fifth.
That's probably it.
You cannot miss kicks like that in any game, let alone a grand final, boys.
No, absolutely not. No, that was shambolic.
That's the coach killer.
Yeah, you've either got to hit the target.
5 minutes to play.
Hit the target or go long. He did neither.
He really
Hugh Campbell was the man.
Wow. Well. 5 minutes left, so the old Lee Matthews theory, if there's more minutes than goals, you're a chance, but they're going to need the first of the three extremely quickly here, Red Hill.
Demoralising.
Absolutely. Stonecats player was just bumped off the footy. It's in the centre circle. The umpire's going to call for it.
Tell you what a couple of cracking games we've had so far here at Skybus. It's been fantastic to watch. We're hoping the next game is as good.
Ball comes out. Allsop extracts it.
This last quarter's been insane.
I reckon if Red Hill get up, he'll win the medal. Lane Mayer, he's been very good for the Stonecats off half back.
Just catch that.
They almost do. Ball goes forward. Beringer.
Went 6 metres. Can't be a mark.
He's dispossessed. He then batters up with a tackle. Great pressure.
Crowd noise is lifting. The anticipation's lifting. One more and it's definitely done. Although time off the clock as important.
So ball up once again. Kick smothered. Comes out to Douglas. They just go off the ground.
That was a clever kick.
Ongarello. The ever-experienced Ongarello.
Still out.
Yeah, the players just stopped.
Geez, that's
Douglas.
poor game awareness.
He wants to take it out, and he does. So we're going to have a throw in right below where we're commentating from.
No, I wouldn't be. That's yeah, no. We don't need diving like that, thank you.
It's an Olympic sport, not football.
Yeah, Caleb Douglas, he'll want that moment back, I think.
Ball thrown in. Comes to the back. Who can run onto it? There was the play there in Sanders. Bit of pressure on the YCW defence right now. They're battling hard. They got the numbers. They're going to win out. Mayer has it. He's been superb in this last quarter with his left foot. Taking the ball out with Greenwood and Black.
Perfect kick too, right on the line.
So there'll only be a couple of minutes left here at Skybus Stadium. YCW 10-6, Red Hill 8-5. Ball thrown in. Beringer, he's dispossessed. He didn't have the footy.
Yeah. It was just half a second too long.
He just needs to slow the ball down. So they're just asking him to go back on his line.
Just let the umpire tell you to play on and slow it down.
He goes towards the line. Big pack Forbes. Wagner at the front. Goes inside. Can Walton kick his sixth of the afternoon? He's been superb. He's pushed off it by... He's had a fresh airy.
For the game.
Shem Parry.
Oh, they're home. Pop the champers, get the party started.
I told you they'd do it easily.
No, you don't get that sense of arrogance. Right now, my friend, when you were on the canvas only 4 minutes ago, huge credit to YCW. Their second half's been superb.
That's why they're such a good side.
Well, we know the moment that turned the game. I won't mention it.
The missed kick on the wing, I will.
Daz will.
The missed kick on the wing. They know they're home. The cuddles have begun on the interchange.
They started at 9:15 when you started broadcasting.
Oh, it's very good by you, AJ. He's happy with himself, the great man.
The ball back in the middle. Hall gets a kick. Goes sideways. Allsop once again. His ball smothered. It's out on the wing. Players jumping all over the footy now. Umpire calls for it.
A few fresh areas going on in the final moments of this game.
So 11-6-72, Red Hill 8-5-53. Red Hill had the lead until the third quarter. And they're going to get a quick kick going forward. Mayer's tackled straight away. The numbers are going to win out for YCW. Butland comes through. He applies a tackle. We're going to get another stoppage.
Just a really clinical last half for the Stone Cats. Red Hill have been dogged all day. They haven't given an inch.
And their attack at the moment falls short. Jack Greenwood takes the mark in defence for YCW. They'll count these final minutes off the clock. And he's found a man on the bench.
Technically, that's just hitting his teammate on the chest.
It's out the full.
And with a minute to go and another missed target, and the Stone Cats will take the time off the clock, boys.
Well, the Stone Cats, if they'll look to attack and potentially put some icing on a very nice looking flag. Not sure if you'd put icing on a flag.
I'm not sure. I liked it though. I liked where the analogy was going.
The icing on the beers later, that's for sure.
So a throw in at centre wing. It's 11-6 to 8-5, 23 and a half minutes in. Red Hill's turn to go forward. The pack hits and the ball falls and they've got numbers leaking out the back. There's no one on the goal line and they might just take advantage of it, and they do.
Great
So
finish.
Luke Marcassani kicks his third.
Been one of their best, if not the Marcassani, and a bit of a consolation prize for Red Hill, but can't doubt their effort. Their forward structure's been a bit of a letdown at times. They've had a fantastic final series, and we know this will hurt.
Been out of control the game after half-time, have YCW,
Yeah, absolutely.
Go YC!
as the crowd have said.
Just reminding us of the winners. We appreciate that.
Ball thrown up. Clearance for the Red Hill. Bateman puts his head over the footy. Briggs is over it now for the Stone Cats.
Siren only a few seconds away. So the first flag for YCW, boys, of the day.
A little later than they would have liked.
Definitely so.
Too late, 88!
Of course, YCW will be taking on Bond Beach at 2:30 p.m. for the Senior Div 1.
And there it is. The Stone Cats win the Division 1 Reserves Grand Final. 11-6-72, 9-5-59. And the Stone Cats get their first of the afternoon. They missed out on the 19s. They'll look to go and get another one in the seniors in not too long.